So I started watching Grey's Anatomy not too long ago as well.
Yeah, dude. I was just looking for shit to watch on Netflix, and I saw it, and my stepmom used to watch it all the time. So I just fucking started watching it. It's actually kind of good. I'm like, oh, this is funny. There's a doctor on there. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah, I only watched I've only seen the first season. I haven't gone. It's been a while since I've watched it again. But there's a guy who watches Grey's Anatomy religiously, like over and over again, and he loves it. He loves it.
That's awesome. Tell him I said it's actually pretty good, and tell him I think this Dr. O'Malley dude's fucking awesome.
Who's Dr. O'Malley's the shy one?
Yeah, okay. He's fucking awesome. Makes my life. It's a girly show to like, but then again, I also like One Tree Hill, so, there's that.
Yeah, I think Grey's Anatomy is better than One Tree Hill.
Yeah, it is. It's very much better. But, hey, I stick to my own Milo. I stick to what I love. Shut the fuck up. The fuck's banging on shit.
What?
Is it recording now?
Yeah, I am recording right now.
Oh God! So we're just randomly talking. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're just randomly talking. We're just randomly talking about whatever. I forgot what.
Well, I thought you were gonna have an intro, this is the podcast starting, and I'm just ranting on about why I fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna start it off with us having a conversation, and then I would go into, "Hi, this is Miles Phillips with the Most Best Podcast, coming at you in the most best way." Today, I called my best friend Dustin. He's on the phone currently, and my phone is being held up to the mic here. Say hi, Dustin.
Hey.
He's living in New York right now. He's living the dream while I'm down here in Florida. How's that going for you?
It's all right. New York's New York. And crazy sons of bitches here, man. They do some weird shit. I watched a dude. Well, I didn't watch him, but I saw him pissing on the train tracks at the subway not too long ago. He's just pissing on there, and he doesn't care. He's just pissing. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? But he's
living life.
Do shit here.
I mean, he's
living life and not giving a shit.
We have weird people here in Sarasota.
Really?
Yeah, Sarasota actually has a pretty large homeless population, which is pretty sad because they have nowhere to go. Apparently, there's nowhere for the homeless to be, and so there's just a very large amount of people living on the streets. And so whenever I walk to work in the mornings, or when I'm coming back home from work, there's a lot of homeless people everywhere. And one time there was a guy giving there was a girl giving a guy a hand job on a bench.
There you go.
So that was.
Sometimes you just got to do it on the bench, I guess.
I guess it was weird.
That's insane. What's crazy? I was at work yesterday, and I had 4 hours off in between the things I was supposed to do with kids, like my job. And so me and my work friend Natalie go on. She's showing me around. Have you ever been to this park? And I was like, no, I haven't been there. Washington Park, I think that's what it's called. And she's like, oh, okay. So she just grabbed me, and we went walking down there. And we walked past dogs. So it's this whole adopt a dog thing. So there's all these dogs, and they're with whoever, and they're trying to get these dogs. And she's just, starts melting down as people do, and they see a dog that needs a home, and they're just she's so sad, and she's like, oh no, I need to go have these dogs, Dustin. And she walks past a homeless person and doesn't say shit. And I'm like, isn't that kind of crazy that we're just we see a dog that needs a home and we freak out and we get sad, but then we walk past some homeless guy and just step over him. We're like, no, fuck you, dude, have fun. That's just insane.
It's crazy. I do that. I'm guilty of that same thing, of thinking about how it's so sad seeing all these homeless people around here, but whenever they ask for money, I don't give them money. I'm very selfish, and in my head I'm like, no, I need this. I'm a poor recent college graduate who's not really getting paid a whole lot right now.
Yeah, but it's also you're walking to a home, and this guy or person is just sitting there this is it. This is all I have.
Yeah, I have a place to stay.
I walk past with my headphones on, and I think in my head, I'm like, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, yeah, Yeah, I guess. Sucks.
Yeah, we're terrible people.
I think everyone really is. So I saw one. I was someone on the subway. So like every time you're on the subway, there's just something going on. Like someone asking for something. Also, the cool thing is that sometimes they have like musicians. I tipped this one person money because the dude was awesome. Like he sang Valerie or whatever, that song.
Yeah.
And he was so good. So I just like, hey dude, here's money. He's like, oh thanks. This guy didn't need my money. Like this dude was just fine. Like he has a home. But some guy named Fred that walks past me that needs food and I don't give him anything. Half the time I don't have shit, but still, there's just always something going on in that subway and they're always asking. But this guy brought out change in his pocket to give to him, but the guy walked past and the dude was upset that he didn't take his money. He's like, fuck you, asshole, you didn't take my 3 quarters and 2 dimes. But I'm like, you could have like got up and gave it to him, like, come on now. But he didn't even take it. Fucking, it makes me sad, man. New York's kind of sad sometimes, but it's also really cool at times too.
Yeah.
But, you know.
I can't wait to be there.
When do you get here?
I don't know, actually.
You get here soon, man.
I probably won't have enough money saved up by the end of my internship here to move to New York. So I'll probably have to go home and work for a little bit. So
I don't like that, man.
So
I don't like this life without living with your best friend. I think it's dumb. I've been doing it for too long now. I had to watch you go through college for another year. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, I feel like I'm missing out, and I want to be up there with you and everybody else.
Yeah, dude, you kick ass doing that internship, man.
Yeah,
doing awesome, bro.
Yeah, I have my good days and my bad days. Overall, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time, but sometimes I'd rather be in New York. But hey, I think everybody feels that way at some point. Like they'd rather be somewhere else, wherever they are. So.
Yeah. That's true. I think that's what I did with in Chicago too. Like I constantly just wanted to like live there, but I also was like, I'm just gonna keep jumping around until I figure out what the hell I'm doing, until it all works out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people do that. Think like wherever they're at, I'm like, oh, what if I lived in India? What the hell are you gonna fucking do in India? You don't fucking know anything about India.
Yeah, I don't.
But I'd live in India. Like, who knows?
Would you really live in India?
I mean, if someone was like, dude, go live in India for a week, and I didn't have to pay for it, so I'd do it. Like, why not?
I guess I would do
I'm kind
that.
of in that mindset. I just want to try shit. I just constantly want to do something new and different.
Yeah, I just want to travel.
Like I have to like.
I just want to get up and move
like,
to Ireland.
Shot of adrenaline. You see train shit.
What?
You like get? I just want to like put a shot of it. Like I feel like I need to change my like what in Chicago for like however long. And I was like, this is. I feel like it's stagnant. I've only been there for 9 months, and I just want to change everything from like boom, moving to New York now. Get that whole like change of mind and body where you're at, like adrenaline or some shit. That probably doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to like get up and move to Ireland at some point, or somewhere.
Why?
Just out. I want to move out of the country at some point.
Ireland?
Yeah, I like Ireland. I like Irish people. Irish people fascinate me.
Can you do an Irish dialect? Do it for me right now.
I gotta do my. Hold on. I gotta get into it. I have my key phrase. Hold on.
What is it?
You feckin' idiot. Yes, top of the morning to you, you feckin' idiot. This is... My name is Podrick. Podrick O'Hallahan. And today, we're going to catch some charms on the trail of sheep. And we're going to drink some Guinness inside the pub. And we're going to throw peanuts at the old Irish lady living outside of the pub. And she's going to say, hey, you get out of here with your dang feet, you feckin' agents. And we're going to run.
The fucking agent.
I like saying that. That's my... I can't do it very well.
I can't do it either. I can't do any damn dialects. It's depressing.
I can do a British dialect pretty well. I think. In my opinion, I can do it pretty well.
Well, I think in my opinion, sometimes I do a good Donald Trump impression or something, and then someone else tells me that sucks.
Wait, do your Donald Trump impression.
I can't. Okay. Ask me a question like you'd ask Donald Trump, and I'll see what I can do, okay?
Okay. Donald Trump, what do you, what did you think of that women's march yesterday?
Miles, let me tell you something. I don't want to talk about women. I love women. I love all of them, except for Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep sucks balls. She's the worst. I don't like her. I think she needs to go home. She has a huge set of balls on her, and I don't want it ever. Brick tack, tickety whack whack.
That's my Donald Trump impression.
That was pretty good. That sounded like Donald Trump. That sounded, well, okay, it didn't sound like exactly like Donald Trump, but it sounded like someone doing a good impression of Donald Trump.
I think it's funny. What I think is funny about it is just I'll do it and then I'll start saying random shit. And then, like, I think I did it with Aaron Mann. And he just was dying and we had this huge conversation. Just like, the thing, like, what I think is funny about it is you just talk and then you just say shit that makes no sense. And it always makes me laugh. Like, I always say Rick Tack, tickety whack whack in that voice. And it makes no, like, Donald Trump never says that, but it's just, I just think it's funny.
It's funny in his voice.
I know. Oh, Donald Trump. He's a funny guy. I missed out on all those marches here in New York. Apparently those are crazy.
Yeah, there was one down here. I didn't know there was one down here going on. I would have gone to it if... I guess I should be more aware of my surroundings, but I didn't know until people started posting about it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, there was a women's march down here.
Everyone has to post something. I felt kind of out of the loop, and I almost posted something just to be like, because the only thing I cared about this whole weekend was the Green Bay Packer game. That was the only thing that I cared about. I should care about more things at that time, but that's all that made me happy was waiting for that Packer game. Then I lost. But then I watched all these people just post about it, and I was like, oh, I mean, go. I'm proud of everyone. That's really awesome. That's cool. I'm like, I don't know. I talk to people about it at work, but, you know.
Yeah.
Trump's Trump, man. This world's crazy. It is crazy, though, that he's our president. I think I had, during that inauguration, like, I had to watch videos. The coolest thing that people aren't talking about is, did you see this GIF? I mean, I texted you about it, but when it's Bill Clinton is there with Hillary, and then Hillary catches Bill checking out Donald Trump's wife.
Yeah, I saw that GIF. I don't know if he was, I don't know.
That should have been way more of a bigger deal. I thought that was awesome. Like, that's too freaking funny.
I don't think he was actually checking out Donald Trump's wife. He was looking at something, but it was, I liked that GIF on Facebook with that caption on it. It was really good.
I think Bill Clinton is just the greatest. And then people will be like, well, he did. I'm like, yeah, but he's just a baller. It's just one of those things that just for some reason in my head, Bill Clinton's cool. Even though he's probably not. He's done like horrible shit. It's whatever, but...
I'm the same way.
Donald Trump.
I like Bill Clinton. He's done... I mean, he's an adulterer, but...
Yes.
He seems like a cool guy to hang out with.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just like that. I'm like, Bill Clinton's dope, man.
I'd want to hang out with Bill Clinton. He seems like I don't know, he seems really chill.
Yeah, it's the same with like Joe Biden and Barack. I think they're chill guys. Like they seem cool. And mind you, I voted for Mitt Romney in that one election. That was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. I think I got pressured in by my fraternity guys to vote for Mitt. But also didn't like take time to like really understand what's going on. But Obama's awesome, man. He's done great.
Yeah, I feel like he's awesome. You know, I don't know a whole lot about politics.
Yeah, we're both kind of in the same boat. I mean, there's things I know, but it's also like, you know, it's just crazy. Like some people, they'll come up with, it's just you. I mean, I was listening to your podcast last week, and you hit the nail on the head. Where it's like people just, when are we ever going to get anywhere? We're just constantly fighting, no matter what we're doing. So no matter there's no time to sit there and think, hey, like maybe I'm wrong. No one ever thinks that when they're so Democratic, so Republican, whatever it is. No one takes that time to like understand one another.
Yeah, everyone's just attacking each other, and that doesn't get it. Where is that getting us? It just makes everyone hate each other even more. So nothing is being accomplished.
Yeah, and you remember I told you to start watching Horace and Pete, right? And F you for posting that on Facebook. And I was like, hey, the only reason you watch that show is because of me. I brought that up to you.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
You know,
I knew about that show before you told me about it, so, I was going to see it at some point. But thank you for letting me use your Hulu account and telling me to watch Horace and
Anytime, brother.
Because I probably wouldn't have...
Do you remember that part in the episode? There's an episode, and one of the dudes is sitting there talking to a really conservative comedian. I don't remember what his name is, but they're a very liberal person. And he talks to the conservative, and he's like, what is your impression of a liberal? So then the conservative says this is what he thinks a liberal is. So then he asks the liberal, hey, what is your impression of a conservative? So the liberal goes off on what he thinks a conservative is. And it's just all this negative stuff.
Yeah.
And then the guy in the middle was like, how do you expect to ever make anything good or connect in any way if you automatically come in thinking liberals think conservatives are huge pieces of shit and conservatives think liberals are people that don't have the same beliefs or think they're assholes. Like, you come in with that kind of negativity, whatever it is, you can't accomplish shit like that. It's the same way, like, if I immediately think Miles is a piece of shit, how am I going to be friends with you? Like, if I already come in negatively like that, nothing's ever going to get solved. And you have to, and then when you let someone else explain how you believe, so the conservative goes and says, this is what I think a conservative is, and it's like being loyal to your country. You can respect that. And then a liberal person talks about what they think it is to be a liberal, and they're saying, well, it's someone that's open to everything and open to being, open to different ideas and opinions. Well, that's something you can respect too, isn't it? So
yeah,
if you
that's
start like that, then things can get accomplished.
Yeah, we all want the same things. We all want the same things, and we don't realize that because we're constantly fighting about those things, and
yeah,
I don't know. We all want the government out of our we all want the government out of our shit, and I feel that way. Women want the government out of their bodies. Conservatives want the government out of their guns. So I think the solution is less government out of our business.
Well, I mean, maybe, but then
I don't know,
dude. There's some crazy.
I don't know about
things
anything
around this world that let's like. I don't know. Like, I don't even like getting that political. Like, it's just too. I mean, let everyone love whoever they want to love. Be a good person, and if everyone thought that, and I think a lot of people do. And I think it's also ridiculous that you can't say every Trump supporter is a piece of shit. Like, my stepdad's a Trump supporter or a Republican. Now, do I think some of the shit he says is ludicrous? Yes. Telling me that gay people shouldn't get married, that's get out of my life. Like, that you know me. Like, that's some of my best friends are all homosexual or whatever it is, and I love that they have the ability. Like, anyone should love whoever they want to love. But like, my stepdad doesn't go around kill people. Like, he's not a genuinely horrible person. Like, just because of what he believes, I think there's some idiotic shit that he does.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I can't handle. He sent me some stupid ass picture about how we should all do something about Obama, and I just was laughing because I was like, that's so stupid. Like, come on, man. You can't have a non-open mind like that. But I don't think he's not going around killing anybody. Like, he's not a horrible guy. He just has his own way of thinking. That's just how it is. Everyone thinks differently, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows, Milo?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know anything. I think...
Yeah, well, all right. Go ahead, brother.
I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say next.
Why do you hate Sandra Bullock?
I don't know.
Like,
something about
why?
Sandra Bullock just pisses me off. And whenever I look at Sandra Bullock's face, I just makes me so angry. I don't know.
Do you remember? Let me start this though. Like, I thought so whenever we start our podcast together, I was like, this is definitely how we're going to start it. We're going to talk about how we first met. You remember what you thought of me the first time you met me? And you remember what I thought of you the first time I ever saw you?
Yeah, I thought you were a douchebag.
Yeah, and I thought you were a piece of shit. I told Adam that. I said, Adam, this guy's a piece of shit, and I don't like him. Then we had talked the whole fucking year. Now we fucking talk all the time, and we live together. So what if you and Sandra Bullock could be best friends? You don't even know her. And you hate her because you looked at her.
No, I don't think me and Sandra Bullock could ever be friends.
How do you... If Sandra Bullock came up to you and said, hey, Miles, I heard you're a really talented guy.
you want to go be in this movie? You would, one, say yes, and two, you would become friends with her.
First,
really cool.
I would say yes. Two, I
you
wouldn't
continue to hate her though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to like everyone I work with. So I could work with Sandra. I could work with her, but I don't have to like her.
But what if you guys like the same things? You don't even know what she likes. You don't know anything about her.
Nah, I feel like she doesn't like anything I like. I feel like she probably
you
sits
don't know that?
and
we don't like anything. We don't like the same things at all. Not even close. We literally don't have the same. You make fun of me for liking football. You don't care about football. You hate country music.
I think football's cool.
Music.
I like some country music. I like Josh Turner.
No, you don't. You like one song by Blake Shelton called "Boys Around Here." That's the one song that you like.
I like that Josh Turner song.
20 times when it was in my car.
I like that Josh Turner song. That's a pretty good one. I sing that at karaoke all the time.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well,
I guess I don't listen. And I like Chris Stapleton.
Music.
He's country. Chris Stapleton is country.
Chris Stapleton is good.
He's pretty good.
No, who else is good? Luke Bryan.
No, Luke Bryan's trash. Throw that in the garbage.
Oh, God. Even though I say that, though, some people are like, Dustin, that's not country. I'm like, well, it's the country I like. I mean, I like old school Alan Jackson, Tim McGraw, Toby Keith. But, you know, I like Luke Bryan, man. I think they're better singers than a lot of people. Like, that's what I like about them.
Okay.
Don't okay me. God, you're a piece of shit sometimes. Dude.
Yeah, but I hate it. Why did you hate me? Why did you hate me?
Why?
Yeah.
I'll tell you exactly why. So, you came into, it was acting, dude, I remember this so vividly. You came into my acting 2 class my freshman year to visit, so my second semester. And it was when I was with Eric Little. And I was one of the people, along with Ethan. You know Ethan. I'm going to say all these names, and maybe the people that I don't even know who listens to your podcast. How many people listen to your podcast?
Nobody listens to this, except for my mom and my aunt.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, hi, Miles' mom that I've never met.
I don't know how you know. My mom didn't really come that often. She came to my graduation.
I never even met your dad, either.
You weren't in Lincoln during our graduation, were you?
No, because I was doing big things in Chicago, bro.
Wow.
But I still never met him when I know he came. You saw my mom. My mom, after one show, said, "Oh, good job, Dustin. Where's Miles?" I go, "Why? But he's such a good singer." I'm like, "Yeah, awesome, cool. I'll go get him for you, Ma."
Yeah. You know, all moms love me. I was working in the box office yesterday, and this group of older ladies walked up, and they were all whispering to each other, and then I looked at them, and they looked at me, and they're like, "You are so cute." I was like, "Yeah, I know."
Oh, God. Get out. That makes me mad. I don't know why. No.
It's just older ladies like me.
But that's fine.
I attract older women. It's fine.
I mean, that works. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I went to a bar.
But, to get back... What?
I went to a bar. So the population here the demographic is mostly old people, middle-aged
So they all gonna retire there.
And so I went to this bar, and it was just middle-aged people. Could be my mom or my dad's, and so these two ladies bought me drinks. They bought me beers, and we talked for a while. And then there was a band there, and then they started dancing, and I danced a little bit. I was really awkward. I was waiting for my friends. I was waiting for some other people I was going to meet up with there at the bar, but they were all really late. And so I just kind of stood around, and these two ladies started talking to me. It was kind of weird, actually.
Dude, they buy you a drink, man. Accept it. That's awesome.
Yeah. They were going to try to hook me up with their daughter.
That's the best. Hey, I think you like my daughter. I think that just either means that either they really want their daughter to be with someone, or they hate the person their daughter's with.
Yeah, probably.
So they're gonna say, "Hey, this handsome African American fella, be with him."
Yeah, he's an actor. He's making his way in the world. He's gonna make something of himself. You should hang out with him, not with that drug dealer, Kevin.
You
think he's a drug dealer?
Yeah, I think he's a drug dealer. That's why they want to
maybe.
think.
I mean, they probably all are. I mean, everyone in Grand Island is, so, yeah. I feel that. But, to get back to why I hated you, you were in my acting 2 class. It was Eric Little's class. I was one of the only people that was in that class our first semester with Ethan Ness and some other random ass motherfuckers. And then the second semester was with Kelsey, Adam, all our group of people. And they were telling me, they're like, all right, we have a person from Texas coming to visit us today to watch our class. And I was like, oh, Adam, do you know him? He was like, oh, no, not really. But so you come in, and you being your quiet, awkward self when you first meet people. You're so awkward when you first meet people sometimes. It's the funniest thing to me. But you've gotten better, but it's like, I remember when you meet, like, Maggie's parents for the first time, and you just trying to talk to them was so funny.
I don't know how to talk to people when I first meet them.
No, it's so great. But that was the thing. Like, so you were standing there in the whatever class it was, in the studio, and I just went up to you because I'm pretty good at meeting people. Like, I would like to say I'm pretty decent at it. Like, I could talk to people when I first meet them. I have that kind of social butterflyness. At times, sometimes I'm weird and awkward, probably more than half. But I went up to you and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm Dustin. Who are you?" And you go, "Miles." I was like, "Oh, where are you from, Miles?" And I'm trying to make conversation with you, and you just, "Oh, I'm from Texas." You wouldn't say anything back to me, and I think I tried again. Don't know what I said, but then I go, "All right, man. Well, you have a good one." And I walked away, and I went up to Adam, and I said, "That dude's an asshole."
Wow.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I tried to talk to him, piece of shit, and I, cuss like a sailor, as you can tell. And I would just say, like, he wouldn't talk to me. I tried to talk to him. He wouldn't say shit to me. He's like, dude, you just met him. I'm like, I don't care. And then they went on about how talented you were. And then, of course, I got all, like, you're talented, I don't care. And then you came to school, and I remember you, and you were in that chorus line show. And Adam people would talk about you nonstop. And I was like, well, this guy seems like an asshole. But we didn't talk. We didn't, talk at all until we did Little Shop together. But that was my first impression of you. I was like, this dude's a piece of shit. But we didn't talk at all.
I guess I didn't really know you. I just knew you were in a fraternity. Not at that point, I didn't know you at all. And I just met, and I'm just, I'm awkward when I first meet people. So I answered your questions. I don't know what more you wanted from me.
I wanted you to be open. I don't know. I wanted you to tell me some shit. I wanted you to tell me about first time you ever drove a car. I don't know.
You didn't ask me that. You asked me where I was from and what my name was, and I told you exactly. I gave you those answers.
How you said it. It wasn't like that. As you call me sensitive or whatever it is. It was how you said it. I was like, wow. You didn't seem interested. So I give people about a minute. If I don't feel like they're interested in talking to me or whatever it is, I leave. And I'm like, I'm done. I don't care. That's it. So I'm a nice, genuine dude from Nebraska. But, it just wasn't meant to be for those first couple years. Then you asked to live with me right after we played a plan together.
I don't know why I don't know if I remember ever, talking to you all that much until
Little Shop?
Until Little Shop.
We didn't. We really
did. I remember
because you were the drunk slob that went across. You threw up at every party we were at, and I would go, "What the hell's wrong with this kid?" And I was an alcoholic freshman and sophomore year, and I just remember one party at the place that we called the theater party house, and you just walked out, and I showed up, and you were throwing up outside. I was like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
I did do that all
the time. It was literally every party we went to, you did that.
I don't think it was every party.
It was at least the first 3 or 4 that I went to that you were there, and I was like, well, there's Miles throwing up again.
I'm able to bounce. Well, sometimes I'm not. I remember one time I went outside, threw up, and then just walked right back in and kept going. And I was fine.
You were a rallier. You would get sick, but then you just get back up. Oh, I feel bad if your mom's hearing this. I'm sorry. I was a bad influence after a while. Mama Phillips. But yeah, dude, you were ridiculous. But we didn't talk, like, at all. Like, we didn't, like, Adam, you talked to Adam a lot. And Adam and I were in the fraternity together, and we lived together for a year, I think. I don't remember. And me and him were really close. But, like, you guys, we just never really talked at all. But, you know.
I remember one time hanging out in your room at one point. It was when I was...
That was after we decided to live together.
Was that?
Yeah, dude. I remember all this stuff.
I don't remember anything.
That was... I invited you over for the first... Because, like, I was like, well, I mean, if Miles and I are going to start, like, talking, I was like, I'll invite you to the fraternity house. We'll have some drinks. We'll get to, like, we'll talk. The most awkward hour and a half I've ever had with somebody, I think. We sat in my room, and I was just giving you alcohol. We said, you didn't get... I brought everyone alcohol. I had only alcohol all the time. And we were just drinking, and you wouldn't really talk. We didn't talk at all, and so you kind of got a little looser. Then, like, all the girls and all the other people showed up. And then you loosened up a little bit, but it was so hard to talk to you at times. But we didn't, like, really know each other. I was just like, dude, let's hang out. Like, I want to show you, like, a good time or whatever. I was big on that shit.
Was that just...
But yeah.
It was just us two there?
Yeah, for the first, like, I think about an hour, it was just you, and I think we had some other guys show up after a little while. Because, like, I think we had talked about having a thing. Like, I don't even remember. It was just during Little Shop when we just started talking after we decided to room together. And then I was like, all right, well, I got to get to know this guy now. And then we just sat there, and then, like, I think some other theater girls came, and I don't think Adam came, but some other of our friends showed up, and then you got a little drunker, and then when you get a little tipsier, then you start to be more social, and I was like, all right, now we're kind of on, like, takes you a little bit more with the alcohol to be as social as I am on a regular basis. I was like, all right, now we can start going. That's the same like when we drove to those Omaha Shakespeare auditions and we didn't talk the whole time, then you fell asleep because you fall asleep after any more than 15 minutes in a car. You're gone.
Wait, did we know each? We didn't know each other well when you took me. We went to the.
No.
Yeah.
We were just during Little Shop, and we went and told Jack. We were like, "Hey, we're gonna go audition." And you're like, "Well, do you want to go audition together?" I was like, "Yeah, because I can drive. You didn't have a car." So then I drove us there, and we didn't talk the whole time. And you just fell asleep.
I don't know if that happened. I think we talked on the way there. I feel more...
I mean, we obviously spoke a little bit, but I would say about 70 to 80% of it was no communication whatsoever, me playing music, because you wouldn't talk to me.
Well, car rides are relaxing to me. I just fall asleep.
You fall asleep? I think I remember when some people like, all right, we're going to go somewhere. I'm like, well, any longer than 15 minutes, he's going to pass out in the car, so... Got to be less than that. It was like all the time. We go to Walmart and you'd fall asleep.
I don't think I did that.
I'm pretty sure you did it at least once. I'd have to probably reconvene with Maggie on that, but you fell asleep all the time.
I don't think...
But,
no, I think that's a lie.
Okay, well, I don't lie, so...
But...
There's that.
I feel like I've worked on my communication skills with people when I first meet people. I've been actively trying to do better. I think I got more comfortable with I think I got more comfortable with people here than I usually do, like much faster.
Well, that's good.
But maybe that's just all in my head.
Antisocial. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, I'm quiet when I first meet people too. Like, I mean, at times, like, I'm also like, but I can also be very talkative, or I try to be more talkative. But, dude, everyone's cold. I think most people are like, some people are too much when you first meet them, and they're like, I'm like, dude, I don't know who you are. Like, I don't need to be all chimpanzee on your ass right now. Like, I don't care. Ask me my favorite color, and then we'll talk a little bit more. I don't know. Whatever.
What's your favorite color?
Blue? How'd you not know that? God, you don't know anything about me.
Oh. What's my favorite color?
Red.
How'd you know that?
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
God, I'm good because I'm a good best friend. I'm the great best friend, actually.
Man.
Look at that.
Yeah, you actually are probably a better friend than I am because you remember things. Like, you remember that night you asked me to go to your dorm room and we drank, and you remember me not talking at all. I don't remember that at all.
Because it made me laugh. I remember things but I remember those kind of things, but then I forget where my keys are. It's weird. I have weird, like, I do remember, I have like a skill trap of certain things that are like experiences or stories, like if I really enjoyed them or they were crazy and I thought they were hilarious, I'll remember the shit out of it. Like I'll always remember our last party together, my senior year, because that was crazy. I'll remember all that shit. It was nuts.
What was the last party? Our last party together?
The one that you got written up for because you couldn't handle the freaking job that I gave you, like always.
What? I was doing my job correctly.
Miles.
That job that came out of nowhere.
Miles, no you weren't. Stop it. That was my senior year, and it was our last party, and we had in the townhouse at the Panda Pit. Yes, everyone that may be listening, probably one person, we named it the Panda Pit, and it wasn't because of our skin color, which we never thought about, which I think is really funny that we never thought about that. But you said, Dustin, you and Maggie said, you go have fun tonight, because I was always the one that checked for the PAs every, 20 minutes. I'd walk around outside and make sure, and then I was like, hey, we have a PA coming, and we have everyone in the townhouse be quiet, and we had 30-plus people there most of the time. We're not supposed to have any more than 4. But then you did it, and the PA comes in, we had to dump all of our alcohol out. How many people got written up there? I know there was 8 people in my room that were 2 girls underneath my bed. People were in our closets. People were hiding that didn't get written up. Then you and Maggie had to do community service.
Yeah, which I skipped out on and got in more trouble for.
I didn't get in any trouble for that. I got nothing.
See, that whole situation was ridiculous because people got out of that so easily, and then I try to get out of it, and I just get in more trouble.
Yeah, I remember. What's her face? Earhart had been I'm dropping names. Is that something you should do? I feel like I'm just dropping names about them.
I don't think it matters too much because no one listens to this except for a couple of people, except for maybe you, Maggie, and my mom and my aunt. So,
well,
I
guarantee if you post it on Facebook, my mom will listen to it if you tag my name in it. She's like, "Oh, Dustin." But
oh yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Okay. Maybe people will be like, "Oh God, it's Miles and Dustin," or no one ever likes it when we post things together. Have you realized that?
Yeah, nobody. I think people are over it. People get it. We're best friends.
I guess so. Yeah, but if you post, let's say, if I post a picture of me and my little brother, it'll do well, or whatever. I don't compare. I just think that's something that I'm interested in. A girl posts a selfie from her waking up in the morning, and it gets 1,000 likes. I post a selfie, which I never do, but if I did, it'd get 5. And I don't know if that's because I don't know what it is. It's fine. But if me and you post oh, Miles and I are doing this, nothing. Maggie will like it because it's Maggie, maybe my mom, and then that's it. No one ever cares. I think it's so funny. And I'm like, all right, well, it's okay. Just shove my best friend in your face. It's all right, though. But I just think that's really interesting.
That is. You should that's a very good, you should do a social experiment on that.
I should, man. I've done that before. I did a social experiment on Adam when we lived in the fraternity together once.
We'll save that story for another time. I think I might have you on again because that was good. Because let me end this podcast here.
All right.
This is Miles Phillips and Dustin Sutliff, my best friend, and this is the Most Best podcast. I'm gonna end this right about now.